Protect your hatchet and carry it safely on your hip with a handcrafted carrying case you make yourself. Of course, you can personalize it, color and finish it any way you would desire. Before we start making the project, I want to point out a few things. There's a pattern that we have that goes with this project, and it is for the average size hatchet. Now, the hatchet you have may or may not be exactly the same size, so you need to check the pattern before you go ahead, and it may be necessary to make some small adjustments. However, we can go forward now with this one. The first thing we're going to do from the pattern that's available, I made 2 templates. Now we will use these templates to cut out our leather. I am cutting this project from 4 to 5 ounce vegetable tanned leather because I would like to do some tooling on it. Now please note that with our pattern, we have it fits together just like this. Now keep in mind, this one we will cut with the grain side up, and on this one, since it's going to go together like this, and the flap will come over, we will turn this one over and cut it from the back side, so that we get the 2 sides, the flesh sides, going together. To do my cutting now, I will take a scratch awl and scribe around the outside of my pattern. Being very careful to hold it in place so it doesn't move. I will also use my scratch awl to mark where we will punch the holes for rivets for the assembly, and also 4 holes where we will use to cut the loops for the belt to come through. We have, of course, one up here on which will become the flap, and another one down where a little strap will hold the hatchet into place. And now we can do the other piece. Since most of the cutting lines on this project are curved, I prefer to cut them with a shears. This 4 to 5 ounce leather cuts very nicely with the good quality shears. Please note I am punching my holes very carefully. Now all of these holes will be 1/8 of an inch except for the ones for the belt loop, and they'll be a 3/32, or you could use a 1/8. Doesn't really matter all that much. Now all the pieces, or the other piece, will also be punched with 1/8 holes. For the belt loop, I'm going to be very careful now and cut between those 2 holes with a sharp knife and a straight edge. Be very careful you don't cut past. In fact, just turn it and cut back in the other direction. Now we can cut the other one. Now that our parts are cut, if you're going to do any tooling, dyeing, and finishing, now would be the time to do that. Now that we have applied color and finish to our pieces, we can start the assembly. I'll start first with a very narrow edge beveler, and I will bevel the edge, as you can see, around the outside. I will do this to both the front and the back. And of course, I will do this to both pieces. Next, I will dampen the edges, as you can see, and I'll set them aside for a few moments for the water to penetrate. Next, I will slick the edges all the way around on both pieces. And then I will very carefully apply edge flex all the way around the edge. And of course, I'll do this on both pieces all the way around. I will start the assembly by first setting snaps. I'll set the male part of a line 24 snap on the small piece, as you can see, and of course I will use the setter for this. After it's down to where it will not turn, then it will be ready to use. And next I will set the cap and the female part of the snap as shown, and I will do that of course with the handle that's provided and set it in the same manner with the setting tool. Notice I'm rotating it as I hit it because, like with the other one, I will slowly take it down until it will not spin. And that's all there is to setting the snap parts. All of this assembly is done with rivets. In this case, I'm using the small rapid rivets. I'll first do the strap that goes under the heel of the hatchet, and I will set that in place then with the setter. Next, I will turn it, as you can see, and I will line up the holes, and then we will continue with this assembly using rivets all of the way. And that finishes our hatchet case. It's all ready to use.